Hello everyone, Amod here from the Target Common YouTube channel. I wish you all a very happy new year. In this video tutorial we are going to learn another CRUD operations called GET in this episode. So just to brief about what is GET method or what is GET request. Okay. So like suppose in previous videos I have shown you to create a booking, right? Once we create a booking, we get a booking ID, right? So we get if we enter that booking ID in suppose if we have some UI and all, or if you query the database, then we'll get the details of that particular booking, right? So to retrieve those details, to retrieve details of a booking created booking or to retrieve some data, generally we use a STD method called get, okay, or this get is generally included in the CRUD also, where which is like create, retrieve, uh, update and delete, right? So for the retrieve operation we use the get method, okay, which is like popular HTTP method to retrieve some information. Just to show you like which API we're going to see as a practice here, so we'll go to another RESTful Booker API, and if you go to API doc, so we have already seen to how to do a create booking, that is a post request in SSO, right? And if you see this particular documentation, after hitting this particular API that is called create booking API, we get a booking ID in the response, right? It's like here we have booking ID 1, and this booking ID will hold all the information related to that booking. Now to the next step, whatever we have created, right? Same booking ID we want to fetch via another API that is called get booking. Okay. If we see the description, it says that returns a specific booking based upon the booking ID provided. Okay. Means whatever booking ID we are providing, that it will return. Okay. So as it's this particular API is to retrieve some information, right? So whenever the term retrieves comes, right? So then that it will be a get call, right? Which we can see here, right? And in the previous session also I have told you that we need to collect the all the necessary informations before we hit the request in Postman or SSO or any API tool. Okay, so first thing what we need to get, which HTTP method supports, right? So get booking supports a get method. Okay, we got our first information. Second and the most important thing is like get the URI, right? Get the URI or endpoint where the particular service is located, right? So this is the URL where this particular get booking service is located, and we can see something called colon ID, right? This is called URL parameter or path parameter. Okay, that means colon ID means something, it is a placeholder. Okay, placeholder for what? Placeholder for the booking ID. Okay, placeholder for the booking ID. We can see here, if you see this particular example with the curl command, we can see this is the adjective whatever we have above, and after slash we have one, right? One is the booking ID. That means whatever booking ID details you want to retrieve, you need to pass that booking ID number here. Okay, so that is represented as a URL parameter or path parameter. Okay, so this is important to understand here, what is the path parameter, v1 parameter here. Okay, after that, since get request will not have any body, okay, so there's no need to have any there will no payload and will not see any information also here, right? And you can see there's one parameter called accept, that is string, which will be like in which format I want to get the response data, right? It might be JSON, it might be XML, or it might be any other format, but your API support that one. Okay, and if you see whatever the I was discussing, it is URL parameter which they have given also, right? And you can see the ID means the ID of the booking you would like to retrieve, right? Just remember that you don't need to add the colon symbol. Okay, that is just to show you the placeholder. Okay, And that's all. I think we should be good. And let me see. Let me go and create a request. Okay, and hit it. Then we'll get the response like this. Okay, we'll get the response like this. Whatever we are providing the details while creating a booking, those details are retrieved using get booking API. Right. So this is about this particular API, what it does. Okay, so let's go and write our script so that we can hit this particular request, right? So like post request, this time also I'm going to write the all the steps in the like in broken format. Broken format means like step by step format. Okay, then I will minimize those lines of code. Okay, so let me go to RESTful booker which I have already created. Let me add a new class here, and that will be get booking. Okay, get booking. So let me maximize it, and we know already we need to follow three major steps, right? Whenever we are writing a request script. First thing, build request. Okay, second, hit the hit the request and get response. Okay, then validate the response. Okay, any resistive scripting will be based on these three steps only. Okay, to build the request, what we need to do first, we have a class called assured. Okay, and we have a method called given, right? Given, which gives an instance of request specification. Sorry, why it's giving the error? Because we don't have any main method here. Okay, so let me put all these lines inside this. Okay, so request given will give me a request specification, right? So I am breaking every line so that you can understand, and we can sort out the numbers of lines of code, and we can whatever format we have learned previously, same format I will do, but let's run in detailed way so that we can understand better. Okay, so it will give me request specification the instance, right? Okay, after that, what I need to do, we need to build up the request, right? To build up the request, what we need to do, we need to add the base path, base URL and base path. So in previous session I have already told you that this will be the base, you can say the base URL. Okay, sorry, this much only, this will be the base URL. Okay, and this will be base path. I hope that I've explained already that how can you identify the base URL and base path. Okay, so let's add both the base URL and base path. Okay, so we have that method to do base URI. Okay, so you might be hearing these words interchangeably, but all are fine. Okay, so let me put the base URI here. Okay, base URI here, and what is the base path? Base path will be after base path is booking, right? So let me copy it from here. Okay, what is the major concept here? Base path will be always constant, but the base URI might be changing based on your environment. Right? Suppose if you're using QA or environment or dev environment or prod environment, right? So your URI will be changing, right? But this base path will be constant. Okay, base path will be the same. That's why we should have these things separated, so that we can always change the base URI without any problem, right? So we have said two things, and these things are needed to construct the request. And the major part we're missing, we need to provide a booking ID. Okay, since we have not learned the how to pass our data from one test to another test here. So what we'll do, I will go and use the existing booking ID, which is 1 or 2, or you can use any booking ID between 1 and 10. Both are inclusive. Okay. So what you need to do here, in the request specification, okay, we have a method called uh, path param, right? Path param. Okay. So here, as I said, this whatever you see ID here, this is called URL parameter or path parameter both, right? So in this, what you can do, we can add this particular params here. Okay, particular params here. Okay. So what I need to do, go and take the ID, and then pass the value, right? Suppose 1. Now you can ask which ID or how to set the path params value, right? So for that you need to add a placeholder here like this. Okay. So what it will do, automatically it will go and replace that particular ID here. Okay, by the value whatever we are passing path param here. Okay. Now what we need to do, we are done with the request specification. Now let's go and hit it. Okay. So request specification. So which method it supports? It supports get, right? So we have need to call the same method. Once we hit it, we get what? We get the a response instance, right? Response type that we have seen already this previously. Okay, this will also come from the resource. So if you mouse over on this particular get method, you'll see it is returning the response, right? Now, whatever you want to do, like you want to validate. So before validating, you need to get the validatable response type. Okay, so we have a method called then. This particular then method returns a validatable response, right? We can see here. Use this method and store it inside validatable response, right? Now what else we need to do? Simply we can, let me assert the status code as of now. Okay, assert that the method is there, or we have that method one called status code. Okay, here you can pass which status code you want to assert, right? Very simple. So we have built the request where we have added the base URI, base path, and path param. Okay, and then we have request. We are calling the get method on it. Why? Because it is a get request, and then we are converting the response to a validatable response so that we can verify the status code and other assertion. But as of now, we are simply verifying the status code only. And to see what is actually happening, okay, we need to add the log at both the end, right, which we have already seen for the given, okay, and for same for the then. Okay, and let me run it. Okay, so if you see this particular response, we can see request method is get, right, and request URI. Okay, request URI, which we can see this is the base URI. Okay, this is the base path, and it is appending the booking ID, right? How it is appending? Because we have given this particular placeholder. This is path param. Okay, so whatever you are giving here, okay, same name you need to use here, okay, without the curly braces just to represent the placeholder of path param or URL parameter. So same key, and you have to give the whatever value you want to give, right? So once you give that, okay, so there's no proxy, there's no form, but you can see how it is showing the path params here. Okay, and we can see this is the response. So in the response, we can see everything. This is the data, right? This is the data of particular that booking ID, right? So which we can see up here, right? Field success 200, it will give me all the details, right? Correct. So let me go and put some another booking ID just to show you. Let me put 10. Let's see what it returns, right? Okay, we can see its path parameter is updated this time with the 10, and it has returning some particular information, right? Using the get call for a booking, for booking details, right? So I hope this should be good for you. Let's now, whatever we have written, so many lines of code that is not required. Okay, and since they are recessor classes are following the builder pattern or method chaining a lot, so we can reduce these lines of code. Okay, so what we can do? So first thing, like this particular request specification is represented by this, right? Instead of maintaining extra object, we can copy paste, okay, and we can paste it here only directly, right? So let me comment it out. We don't need that one. And same thing here only, right? We can simply remove it, and we can remove the semicolon, so that it will continuous our method chaining. So I hope that you understand what is method chaining, because I've explained well, and how why we are able to call it, because they are returning the same reference, or they are returning they are returning the reference of another class from where we can go further, right? I've already covered this concept, because that was the basic concept to write this SS scripting, right? So we can remove this thing again, okay, and we can remove this part also, okay, and even we can remove this part also. We don't need to store explicitly in any object, okay. Okay, get. Then we also no need to use this one, because this is unwanted. We can simply log, and finally we can assert the response as well, right? So you can see how much it is simpler, okay. So we are missing the dot operator here. So if I run this particular code again, so we'll get the same output. Okay, so let me maximize it, and you can see there's some problem 404. Okay, not found. Okay, that might be possible because this particular book I did not returning anything, because this is something dynamic or some dummy APIs. It might sometimes weird uh, behave weird. So let me run it again, and let's see whether it returns the result or not. Okay, it is doing 404. Okay, URLs are correct, everything's correct. I don't see any problem here. But maybe this particular API might be down. This might be down, that's why it is giving error. Okay, because I don't see any problem in the script. So let me run it again, and just to see what is problem. Okay, so for sure there's some problem with this what do you call that, API now. Or what you can do, you can simply copy this particular API, okay, and you can go to browser and you can hit it here as well, okay. They will not found, so maybe this particular server is down or something, there's some problem, okay. It's for all the API to giving the same issue, right? Yes, so maybe API is down for it, okay. So there should not be any worry. So we can see that we have reduced the numbers of lines of code here, right? And we can convert this to into BDD format also, which we have already seen. So in BDD we have three keywords like given, when, then, right? So we have already given, under this given we need to do the setup, which we have done here. Okay, and you can add when here. Okay, it's nothing like that, it's something special, and we need to add just to follow the BDD format. We can do like this. Okay, we can see given means where we need to set up everything. Okay, or precondition. When means when a particular action is performed, then what we are expecting to to assert something, to do assertion, because testing is all about the validating, right? That is the purpose of testing. Okay, so this is the code, right, which is written using the BDD format. It looks really good actually. Even I follow this format. You can see there's no need to write when, right? But in this SL we find so many sugar semantics, right? Where just to make it more proper or make it more readable, we have so many methods, right? Like when. If we are not using when, then also there's no problem. But by using this when, we can say that okay, it is in format, in BDD format. Okay, and remember again one thing: BDD doesn't mean of using cucumber. Okay, BDD gives like how to represent something. Okay, so that it can be understood by anyone. Okay, yeah, that's true that here someone may not understand what is happening, but at least all technical people can understand okay what is actually uh, how they are writing this script, right? Perfect. So it will run it again whether this particular server is up or not. Okay, it seems to be still down. No problem. So, but yeah, this is the way we write the get script in this script, and the 2 points you need to note here, that instead of using post, here we are using get because this is a get call. I need to see this particular path params. Okay, so you need to be sure that how to use it. Okay, you need to use path params. Otherwise, if you don't want to use path param, you can go for any string concatenation also, or string manipulation also you can do, but that is not the good approach. We need to go for the path param. Okay, because this will have a key and you can pass the value for it. Okay, so with this particular note, we are I'm ending this particular video, and in next video I will cover other another CRUD operations. Okay, so till then, take care. Good night.